Hi, morning everyone. So, we're gonna finish our study, which is applied visual design in FreeCodeCamp. And actually, I want to show you guys like my goal, like what we are trying to do after this study with me. Probably I'm gonna do the ngoding bareng stuff after this. So after I already do all of this, and then we're gonna learn about, and we're gonna do this. It's like in, wait, um wait, probably it's in here. Oops. We're gonna do this stuff. Yep, this stuff, and explore, and we got this part. We're gonna do this after we finish this free code camp challenge. So yeah, we just like that we our first front end, front end project, right? Let's do. Oh yeah, yesterday I've already done the 2020 subtopic in here, and this is only CSS positions, I think. So this is in CSS layouting. We got everything in here, but to be honest, I enjoy the developer Mozilla. And we got like a three. We got static, relative, absolute, and sticky. Yes, the static itself, it's like a basic, the basic document flow in HTML. When in this relative, first you can set this as a, the same as static, but you can change the top, left, and bottom. But this will change the document flow. And there is an absolute. Yep, in the absolute, they will stick in certain positions. The sticky positioning, when the sticky, they will stick when you're scrolling. Okay. Relative, absolute, fixed, and sticky. Static is the default positions. Inherit, you're trying to inherit the parent. So the position according to normal flow. We're trying to build something out of this later in VS Code. I've already configured one. Looks like this. Yep. But right now we can learn about this stuff. Yep, let's go. This is what we do in the last 2022 in FreeCodeCamp before. Anyway, I'm so sorry about the general this stuff. I do not know how to configure my camera. Probably I will use in the top so you can see my keyboard clearly and what I've typed in there. Okay. But yeah, this is what we get. Okay. The neck positioning tool does not actually use positions, but set float property of an element. So this is, we got the float. This is the new part, right? Floating elements are removed from the normal flow of the document. Normal flow. Floating element are removed from the normal flow of the document and pushed to either left or right. Other containing parent element. Let's try to see, guys. How to do that? Float like this. Alright. Oh, I don't know. What I'm trying to do with this type of flex positions, they don't change. Okay. Float left. What about float left? Okay. How is that even possible, dude? That doesn't even make sense. No, I do not know why. How's that even possible? Floating element are removed from the normal flow of the document and pushed to either left or right of their containing parent element. It's commonly used the width property to specify how much horizontal space a floater element requires. Their containing parent element. It's commonly used with the width element property to specify how much horizontal space float. Okay. And the width is, well, they will be 50%. What like 100%? Oh, the left. What I do left is content. So they'll be. Oh, what about the height? It's like it's that big to the current parent element. I specify this as like 40% of the content, and like 5%, 5 pixels, maybe. They'll be like that. Okay, so like how big they hit, right? So what if I said this like 100% to the current element? They be like this. So this is like a 100% big. Okay, this start makes sense because the width. What if we delete the weight and just like floating right? They'll be like this. When actually, if you don't specify anything to here, they'll be like this. So first is the content and then the sidebar. But once we set this as a right, they'll be floating to the right value. Right? Float right. Okay, and they'll start to be here because you're floating this right, and this will be deleting the normal flow of the document. So they're not blocking anymore, but they will set to, you know, kind of like each other like this. And if you set the width to 50%, they will setting itself to 50%, right? Typo 50%, they'll be like that. If you set this width to 50% also, right? I want to change the background color though. No, let's change this background color. Okay, to the, you know, slightly different. This slightly different. Doesn't change anything. There's nothing is merging center, guys. Okay, let's try to see the background color. Make it red. In this background color. Go to green. So it is slightly different. Why though? Why this slightly different? Because we don't set the float to left. This like left. This will be right. You can see that. We just set this to like 100%, and he'll be here because we got this floating right here. Okay. Oh my god, CSS is hard. Okay, let's reset. Because in the first place, they are sort of like different. They're already different. Probably because of this. Okay. But once you type this float to the right, they'll be slightly different. They're not different. What the hell? If you delete the padding, then they will start to be different, and I don't really know why. So I guess this padding really works on something. I think we set this padding to 2% and this padding to 2 pixels too. They'll restart like a little. See, they'll be the same. But if we delete this, they'll be slightly different. But if we delete this, they'll be slightly different too. So what is padding, guys? Actually, I forget everything. Alright, don't try things again. I don't know, in my brain it just like it doesn't make sense right now. I'm still confused. Let's reset all the code. Okay. The next question does not use the positions, but sets the float property of an element. Floating elements are removed from the normal flow of the document and pushed to either left or right of their containing parent element. It's commonly used with the width property to specify how much horizontal space floating element requires. The given markup would work well as a two-column. The given markup will work as a two-column layout with the sections side element next to each other. Section side. Give the left this item float of left and the right float. Okay. So this is like floating left, and this floating right. My bad. Yep. Sort of like this. Actually, we have to try something out of like a simple CSS and stuff. When elements are positioned to overlap, like process and absolute, relative, fixed, and sticky. Element coming later, HTML. However, the z-index property can specify the order how elements are stacked on top of one another. It must be integer. Okay, add the z-index property of element with the class name of first. Okay, and set it to 2, so cover element blue rectangle. Z-index. You know, the line x, y, and z, like x is horizontal, y is vertical, and z is to I don't know, up. To right. I still don't know how is that even possible. What if like if we're just trying to do something else in here, guys? Everything doesn't make sense right now. I'm so confused. CSS building blocks. We're gonna learn about this kind of stuff. And if you ever heard about active recall, we're gonna do that so we remember what we have learned, so we don't really need to, you know, look at our documentation again and again. Yeah, so we're gonna learn about this here. Here, wait, I'm gonna sign up with my Google account. It's loading. Yeah, I didn't studying. Alright, we're gonna do that later. So we're gonna add in here new software development. So yeah, we're gonna do that later after we finish this. Another position technique is to center block element horizontally. In one way to do is margin the value auto. This method works for image too. Image are inline elements by default, but we can change block element when we set the display property to block. Center div on the page, adding margin property to auto. So this is how to center a div. So there is no such a thing as margin center. The margin is auto. That's a little bit. I want to add like a P position in here. Oh, I forget. Oh my god, this will take forever. What the hell is this? Right? And wait. So we got in here. So the div itself in here is the parent element of the P. But what if we use position before and we set to float? This doesn't change anything. Like, okay, I don't know. Text align property, center. Text align. This is how we do it. So it's not margin. So when do we use margin though? Alright, right now we center. In color. Okay. Stay space an element outside. Oh, is it like a property, guys? Not the margins. Oh my god, yes. Or padding. Oh yeah. Padding. That makes sense. Like 10. Ah. What if you like just specify the padding to center? No, there's no such a thing as padding center. Padding is like to 10 pixels. Text align center. So you just like use like a text align center, but it doesn't get centered though. Center both horizontally. In most cases, text indented using the padding property. It's not center enough. You know, text align center. It's just like center, but it's not. It's horizontally centered, but not vertically centered. So, alright. Border trace solid green. So the margin is auto. Okay. Text align center. I've already do that, but it's not vertically centered. I swear to God, I don't know why. Right? So I have to like set the padding to. The padding is like here. First one is top. So what if like 50%? There's no such a thing as like a padding center. So yeah, it's like 30 pixels. That is so. Oh my god, I hate this. How do I do that? This will take forever. And I thought she's sending me. Is to plug an element horizontally. One way to do this is to set margin to value of auto. One way to do this, margin value to auto. Center to div. Okay. Color theory and its impact to design deep topic and only the basic cover coloring challenges. On a website, color can draw attention to content, evoke emotions, or create visual harmony. Using the different combination of color can really change the look of the website, and lots of thought into picking color palette that works with your content. The color wheel is useful tools, how the color related to each other. It's a circle where similar hues are neighbor and different hues are further apart. When two colors are opposite to each other on the wheel, they are called complementary colors. This is not something that you can explain with only text. You need to, give an image. I think image learning are also effective. That's why we like to see tutorial in video instead of books, right? Because we know that it'd probably be more effective. That's why I don't really understand the topic when it's learned in, FreeCodeCamp. Anyway, I'm so sorry if my pick. I'll probably move to here. Move it here so that you can see the prompt clearly. Wait, it's not the same. Yep. Okay. So the color wheel is a useful tool to visualize the color related to each other. It's a circle where similar hues are neighbor and different hues are other part. Okay. When two colors are opposite, complementary color, they have a characteristic they are combined to cancel each other out and create a gray color. However, when we place side by side, this color appear more vibrant and produce strong visual contrast. Some example complementary color hex index: red and cyan, green and magenta, blue and yellow. This is different than the outdated RYB color model that many of us were taught in school, which is a very different primary and complementary color. Modern color theory used the additive RGB model, like computer screen, and subtractive CMYK model, like in printing. Read here more information about this complex subject. About color theory, yes, we need to learn that. But I think that we're gonna learn about this later. I have to learn about this stuff again too. Yeah. There are many color picking tools available online that have an option to find. Probably I'm gonna have a series about learning study with me with design tool, like where I explore real time studying this topic, because yeah, why not? I need friends to learn together. But yeah, probably later. Probably later. Okay. Using color can be powerful way to add visual interest. Okay. Challenge the background color of the blue property of the blue. This to background color property of the blue and yellow classes the color. Notice how the color look different to each other. What? Change the background color property of the blue and yellow class to their respective color. What is respective color? Okay. You mean this? Okay. And the blue. Oh, my bad. Crane. Notice how the color looks different next to each other than they do compared against the white background. What? I still don't understand. What if like we use? Does they look different? To be honest, I don't really think so. Probably I'm blind. No, I'm not. I don't know. Computer monitors and device screen create a different color by combining amount of red, green, blue light. That's interesting. This is known as RGB, addictive color model in modern color theory. Red, green, and blue are called primary colors. Mixing the primary colors create secondary colors like cyan, magenta, and yellow. You saw this color in complementary colors challenge. The secondary colors happen to be one complement to the primary color not used in their creations and are opposite of the primary color of the color wheel. For example, magenta is made with a red blue and this is a complement to green. Tertiary colors are the result of combining the primary colors with one of its secondary color neighbors. For example, with an RGB color model, red, yellow, make orange, this adds 6 more colors to simple color wheel of a total of 12. There are more various methods of selecting different colors that result in harmonious combination in design. One example that can be used to rotate color is called split complementary color scheme. The scheme start with the base color, then pair it with the two colors that are how to read this adjacent to its complement. The three colors provide strong visual contrast in design but are more subtle than using the complementary colors. Here are the three color created for the split complement scheme. Okay. Change the background color. Okay. Change the background color property. Change the background color property of the orange and cyan to the rooms. Okay. So the orange, we get like a hex in here. And this is orange. You can see that color looks like that. Cyan looks like this. Oof, I hate that color. It's like too vibrant to my eyes. And raspberry. That looks cute. Raspberry. Make sure to the hex code and not the color names. I will not remember the color name, please. Oh, I remember I've done this before. The complementary color challenge showed that the opposite of color and the color wheel can make each other appear more vibrant when placed side by side. However, the strong visual contrast can be jarring if it's overused on the website, and can sometimes make a text harder to read if it's placed on the complementary color background. In practice, one of the colors is usually dominant and the complement is used to bring visual attention to certain content of the page. This page will shade of teal as the dominant color of its orange complement to visually highlight and sign up buttons. Change the background color. Alright. this page with the teal and the dominant color is orange. Okay. This page will use a shade of teal as a dominant color, and its orange complement to visually highlight sign-up buttons. Change the background color of both header, so the background color this, of both header and footer from black to teal color. What if like I use teal? They still know that. Oh. Interesting. Oh, it's pretty, guys. The color is pretty. It's a dominant color. And header and footer. We got this like header, footer, nav bar, and the other stuff around. Then change the H2 and text color to teal as well. H2. Okay. H2 and color. Okay. Finally, change the background color of the button to orange. This, yeah, it's great. It's not that bad. I forgot. They need hacks. Oh, it's slightly different. Can you see that? No, it's slightly different. Wow. I don't really like the color. Alright, so in orange. Yeah. It's slightly different. I like the teal more up here. Colors have several characteristics, including hue, saturations, and lightness. CSS3 introduced the HSL function as an alternative way to pick color by directing static this characteristic. Hue is what people generally think of as color. If you picture a spectrum of colors starting with the red on the left and moving through the green in the middle and blue on the right, the hue is where the color fits along this line. HSL hue uses a color wheel concept instead of a spectrum, where the angle of the color circle has given value between 0 and 360. Saturation is the amount of gray in a color. A fully saturated color has no gray in it, and minimally saturated color is almost completely gray. This is given a percentage, 100% being fully saturated. Lightness is the amount of white, black, or black in a color. A percentage is given ranging from 0 black to 100% white, but 50% is a normal color. Usually we don't really need to remember all of this because you need to know like, can we use this? We got RGB. There is a lot of color here, like RGB, right? You can use this, and you can pick the saturation itself. RGBA, HLA. This is the saturations, and you don't really need to remember everything. You can just like copy paste this. This color it's. And even if you're not a designer, you don't really need to understand everything. But yeah, it's good to know that you know the basic part, right? I really want to create my own website where I design the things and I code the web itself and deploy them. And like finally deploy them. I really want to do that later. But probably this will be our main goal in, you know, one big learning. I mean, I've already learned in this week, right? So I really hope that we can do and start building our project sooner. So yeah. But probably we will gonna learn about the project in the front-end mentor first, and then creating my own project. I really hope that I can do this in like in one day, So we can move on to the another part. Color, okay. Change the background color of each div element based on the class name, like green, cyan, or blue, using the HSL. And 3 should have like full saturation and lightness. Okay. So this is the okay. Green. It looks like this. Oof. It looks so ugly. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. And it's like this cyan? How to pronounce that word? I don't know. Cyan. Cyan. It looks so vibrant to my eyes. I hate that. I don't know why. I can take it. Cyan. Oh my god. Looks so vibrant to my eyes. Blue. Anyway, I rarely speak English right now, so I'm so sorry if my English is not the best. I'm currently learning it too. So yeah, dude, I have to next this. I can't take these 3 colors. Ah, we got enough bar here. Oh, it's silly. Oh. Visual option is yes, it'll make it easy to adjust the tone of the color. Missing the white and pure hue, you tint a color adding black shade. Alternatively, a tone is produced by adding green, both tinting and shading. We call it S and L, stand for saturation and lightness, respectively. The saturation percent changes the amount of gray, and the lightness percent determines how much of white and black is the color. This is useful when you have a base hue you like. But okay. The saturation percent changes the amount of gray, and the lightness percent determines how much white and black is the color. Okay, all elements have a default background color of transparent or enough. Now here is hue but has a desaturation and lightness value. Change to this shade. To be honest, I forget how to do that. So let me check. And we don't use HSL in here. Cyan, right? Okay. So let's try to copy that background color. Oof. I hate T saturations. The S in here for saturations. So let's try to do that. And it's like 25 of lightness. Like this. Okay. Applying a color in HTML element is not limited up to one flat hue. CSS provides ability to use color transition, otherwise known as gradient, on element. Ooh, so you don't need to be flat. You can use a gradient too. This access through background property linear gradient, a function with digital syntax. Background linear gradient direction, color 1, color 2. Ooh, the first argument specifies the direction from color to start. It can be start with a degree. Oh, I really want to do that, guys. Let's try to. So it's not only linear gradient, right? Oh my gosh. Even you can export like, oh, you can do that. That is interesting. You can even do this. That is interesting too. Oh, wow. Radial gradient, so it's not only linear gradient, but you can use the radial gradient. Wow, it's easy. You don't really need to think that in CSS, even though, yeah, it's probably easier if you already know. Yo, what is this? It looks so pretty. Oh, and they use the and the 0. What it means with the 0, guys? What if I specify this like 40? So they use like the amount of this thing. 20%. Wow, it looks pretty, aren't it? Isn't it? Alright, here's a linear gradient of the development background. They're pretty, indeed. So pretty. I like pretty things. You can create your own design, everything in CSS though, so use a linear gradient of the div element. So, okay, let's try. I don't really think that they use a, you know, the degree. Can even specify this like a degree and the other degree. It's so bad that I can see this properly. Oh my god, they look amazing. I want to know how they do this. I mean, what are they doing? Suddenly change. It change. The value change. It's only the span, guys. Wow, it has the hover part. This is so pretty. I want to create something like this too. Seriously. Oh my god. That looks so pretty. I cannot with this. I'm not even kidding. Wow. They look amazing. Alright, I'm so sorry guys. Linear gradient, okay. And they use like 20 degrees. Wait, what? So this is like RGB. They use only RGB, they don't use hex. So I don't really know. Wait. automatically do that. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with it. They automatically do that, and I do know why I cannot do it. Right? Gradient directions. Sort of like 40 degree in the other stuff now. This will be like more clear when you say like 5 and this and this. But it does not specify anything though. So that's why I hate that. I don't know why. This element should have a linear gradient background with a specified direction and color. Just complete. What? When did I do it wrong? Can't see anything. I'm actually questioning myself right now. What did I do wrong? But seriously, I don't know. What did I do wrong, guys? Probably because I don't specify this type of shit, no? Still don't fucking understand. What if 90s? So, I don't know. I just do what they told me to. Ooh. Repeating a linear gradient. Repeating a linear gradient function is very similar to linear gradient with a major difference that is repeat specified gradient pattern. Okay, a separated value, but simplicity you'll work with an angle value and color stop values in this challenge. Battery is running low. Wait. Okay. The angle of values direction due to gradient colors are like with values. Mark where a transition takes place with a given percentage of a number of pixels. In the example demonstrated in the code editor, the gradient starts with the color yellow at 0 pixels, which blend into the second color blue. Okay, so specify the blend. It's like 40 pixels, so it doesn't get blend. That's why it looks so bad. Away from the start, since the next color stability at 30 pixels, the gradient immediately changes to the third color green, which is itself blend in the fourth color red at 80 pixels away from the beginning of the gradient. Oh, like 100. So let's change. Like 40. I bet it's like a 10. That is interesting. And after that, you'll get change. Like that. Since the next color stop also like 40 pixels, the gradient immediately changes to third color green, which itself blend into fourth color red and 80 pixels away from the beginning of the gradient. So after the 40 of the beginning, it will start to another color. This is like 10%. It looks like it blends. Like 30 point from this, start 80. But when you're not repeating the linear gradient, it'll be like this. Because it's repeating after the 80, before the 80, they will repeat itself. Okay. Make a changing repeating linearity is greater an angle of 45 degree. Oof. So like this. 90 degree, it's sort of like this, right? Where is the center? I don't know. Right? And set the first two stops to yellow. Why are I was doing typos so much? Like, color stop at 40 pixels. What? The first two color stops. See yellow. The second color stop at 40 pixels should be black. What? You mean this? Like this? What? Zero, 40. I don't understand. Like 40, 40 like this? Yo, man. This doesn't make sense. Make stripes by changing. No. The second. I don't really know. Like, seriously. I don't know. I change is like 40. They to be gone. That doesn't make sense. And I don't know why. Oh my god. This will be the end of me. Like, seriously. One way to add texture and interest the background and have it stand out more in subtle pattern. The key is to balance, as you don't want the background to stand out too much to take away from the background. Using the URL set background. What? Property set to URL? What? So you can do like the image like that. Okay. Can use image as the background color. Oh. To change the scale of elements, CSS have a transform property along with the scale function. Like suddenly. Hey, we need a recap. We need a recap, guys. We learned a lot in this chapter, so definitely need to recap. Amen. To change scale elements, CSS have transform property along with the scale function instead. Following good example double the size of the paragraph element page. Oh, do we get like a P? No. Increase the element balls too. So, okay, so we like a transform that to increasing the scale. 1.5. Don't forget the what? I don't see it scaling. Transform. No, transform. You did typo. Cute. But how do we set the original though? So the border radius is like 40%. What if like 0%? It'll be like this. Because it's a ball. Get a difficult balls. I knew it. Oh no, it's a call. Interesting. That is interesting. So we got it like scale. Transform scale to, you know, still passed. The transform property has a variety of functions that let you scale, move, and rotate the scope of your element. When use the pseudo clause such as hover. I don't know how to read this, so hover. That specify a certain state of an element. The transform property can be easily added interactivity of your element. For example, the scale paragraph element to 1 point at the time original size when they hover over them. Oh, yeah, hover. Like what I said before, the CSS speaker value use hover when they change the color, I think. So when you get transform, it's normally scale. Okay. Add CSS rule for div. So div hover like that. Like this, right? And transform it. And scale it 1.1. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. That is so cute. I don't do that? Man, I thought I did it. What? What? Wait. What? I really want to know what kind of typo that I made. No, seriously, because it's not passed. Transform. Scale. No, because seriously. What the fuck? I don't see any difference. Div, hover, transform, scale 1.1. I always forget that. Oh my god, I hate it. The next function of the transform property is xqx, which is qs. What is qs? How to read this?
Skew.
Skew. skew, which skew the selected element along its x horizontal axis by given degree. The following code skews paragraph element by minus 32 degrees along the x-axis. Skew the element bottom. Transform. You wanna see? Skew to 24 degrees. Don't forget this part. Skew the X. We can like skew the Y too. That's a little bit scary. Well, let's try it. Oh, you can do that too. Given the skew x function, the skew selected element along the x degree, no surprise that a skew y property skews element along the vertical axis. Oh, yeah, you can do that. So top here, with the ID top, should be skew by minus 10 degrees. Okay, so now we get transform, yes. Skew y minus 10 degree. Don't forget your shit. By manipulating different selectors and properties, you can make interesting shape. One of the easier ones to try is... What is this? Crescent. Try is crescent moon shape. For this challenge, you need to work with a dog shadow property that sets the shadow of an element, along with the border radius property that controls the roundness of the element corners. You will create a round, transparent object with a curved shadow that is slightly offset, the side shadow actually going to the moon shape you see. In order to create a round object, you need the border radius property should be valued 50%. You may recall from earlier challenge that X shadow property takes a value offset X, offset Y, blur radius, spread radius, and a color value of the order. The blur radius and spread radius values are optional. Manipulate the square element editor to create moon shape. First, change background color to transparent. Background color. I don't even know that you can change the background color to transparent. Then set the border radius property to 50%. Yes, to make it looks like a round shape, right? Okay. Finally, change the box shadow property of side X. Box shadow property to the set of X. Offset Y to 10. Blur radius to 0. Spread radius to 0. And blue. What? This doesn't even look like a moon. Background color. Am I don't do that? Maybe I made typos, I don't know. One of the most popular shapes in the world is a heart shape. In this challenge, you'll create it using pure CSS, but first you need to understand the before and after pseudo element. Before creates a pseudo element that is the first child of the selected element. After creates a pseudo element that is the last child of the selected element. The shadow following example, like before pseudo elements used to write. What? Wait. But first you need to understand before and after pseudo element. Before creates a pseudo element that is the first child of the selected element. After creates a pseudo element. What is pseudo element, guys? that is the last child of selected element. In the following example, before pseudo element is used to add a rectangle to an element with a class of heart. Okay. Heart. Oh, so this doesn't even exist. This doesn't even exist. You just like selected element heart. You can copy this, no. For the before and after pseudo elements, the boundary property must define content property. This property is usually used to things like photo or text selected element. Before and after pseudo element are used to make shapes of the content property still required by the set to empty string. In the above example, the element with a class of heart has the before pseudo element that produces a yellow rectangle with a height of 40 pixels. Okay. Transform the element of the screen of the heart. In the heart after selector, change the background color to pink. And border radius to 40%, 50-50. That makes sense. Next target with a class heart, just heart and fill the transform property to rotate function. So it looks like this, right? Let's right, and we need to rotate that. So oh yeah, that makes sense. And we need to rotate. Transform rotate. In here. What? Why? Rotate. Finally, the heart before selector content. So it looks like this. It's an empty string. So, like this. Why? How has that been possible? What? What? I understood nothing. No, seriously, if I have to create another thing, I will understand nothing, guys. Oh, this will be bad. I have to learn, you know, not in front of the camera. Yo, it sucks. You know, it doesn't even make sense. To animate an element, you need to know about animation property of keyframes or rule. The animation property control how the animation should behave. Keyframe will control what happened during the animations. There are 8 permission totals. Animation names and the name of animation, which is later use keyframe to tell CSS relevant to animation duration, like how many times, how specify exactly what happened with animation duration. This is done by giving CSS property of the specific frames during animation, with a percentage ranging from 0% to 100%. If you compare this to movie, CSS property for 0 is how the element displayed in the opening scene, and CSS property for 100 is the element appears at the end. Right before the credits roll, then CSS applied to transition the element over the given duration of icon of scene. Good example how to illustrate use of keyframes of the animation properties. Anim. So when you can go, how are you scrolling? You can go like there. Use the keyframe animation. Wow, I'm still far away from there. I don't even understand this basic thing. This is a bad sign. Okay. Further element create animation. Create an animation for the element with the ID rect by setting animation name to rainbow. Oh, okay. Animation does name rainbow. What? Rainbow and the animation duration 4 seconds. Duration to 4 seconds. 4 SC. I don't know. Well, S. Next, declare a keyframe rule. Set background color. Ah, no. I think this one is colorful, right? So you name this. But you should name this as rainbow. Blue and 100. The middle like 40%. Do you need to specify the 1 in 1 keyframes like this? Oh, that'll be long as hell, guys. 2 green. Oh. And the last one, like a 100% to, you know, yellow. But you have to specify each of the. That is a lot. You can use CSS keyframes stitching the color of the button in its hover state. For example, changing the image of hover. This is image. Also, you can like spin it around. Alright, so note that I missed milliseconds where second is equal to 1 second. Use CSS keyframe to change the background color of a button element. So wait, keyframes. Background color. Okay. That's great, but it doesn't work right yet. Notice how the animation reset 40 has passed, causing the button to revert back to original color, leaving the button to stay highlighted. This can be done by setting animation fill mode property to forwards. In the animation fill mode, specify the style applied to element when the animation has finished. You can set it so like this. Set animation fill mode property to button hover. Okay. So when the user hovered. Oh my god. That's how you do it, people. So this is how people do stuff. Right. What the element? Oh, what? That's a bit scary. When element have a specified position, such as fixed, relative, CSS, right, okay. As a shown example below, you can push the item downwards, then up to see the top property of the 40% keyframe to 40 pixels, but having it set to 0 pixel for the first, 0% in the last keyframes. Okay, okay. Add a horizontal motion to different animations. Where is the horizontal motions, guys? What? Here? Add a horizontal motion to different animation using the left upside property. I thought that it's already done. Wait. I thought that you guys already done it. So I'm going to reset all the code. Right there. They're done. Add a horizontal motion to different animation using the left upside property. Edit keyframes. Okay, keyframe rule to rainbow start at 0 pixels. Move. So like this. Add a horizontal motion to the diff animation using left side properly to the keyframes. So what we do is wait. Okay. So what we do is it's like a top. It has a top. 0 pixel. Okay. What? Using the offset property, closer and roll 0 pixels. How's that even possible, dude? It's a left, right? So move 20 pixels. It's like 25 pixels. What? So they're going back to the top after it's done and ends at what the hell? What? Wait, that is amazing. It's like kind of floating around. For this challenge, you'll change the opacity of animated elements so it gradually fades and reaches the right side of the screen. In the display animation, the round element with the gradient background moves to the right 40 marks of the animation keyframe rule. So the keyframes, will be target ID ball. Wait, target element ID balls. the opacity. Okay. Opacity is like not. Can you like? I don't really think that it's. Oh, it's not transform. I can go back and forth. No, because I want to know. The previous challenge covered how to use some. Oh my god. How they do that? And they'll stretch. The previous challenge covered how to use some of the animation property of the keyframe rule. Another animation property is the animation iteration count, which allow you to control how many times you would like to loop through animations. Here's an example. In this case, okay, infinite. I'm about to do that. So the infinite is in the ID. That is amazing. Here's one more continuous animation example. With the animation iteration count property, use the hard view design previous challenge. The second long hard bead animation consists of two animated pieces. The hard element, including the before and after pieces, are animated to change size and transform property. Okay, keep the heart beating animation count. What? Keep the heart beating by adding the animation iteration count here. And the heart class setting value to infinite. Iteration count to infinite. Oh man, how they do that. What the animation iteration property to hurt comes. This is the bag. My bad then. Here you go. Why they're not changing the... What the hell? How they do that? The bag. Right, so it has something like call div bag. What if I delete this? Doesn't change anything. So we need two for the hurt class and for the this makes sense. No, this makes sense. It looks pretty. Still, but I want to know. Set the position fixed, padding, margin left. Then, if it's 0, then why you need to specify this? Padding. What if I just change the width? Like 40%. It's the background. How they know that they need to use the background after heartbeat? in the 40 of the animation, they said that. Scale rotate. Hey, that is awesome. I can't create this. Wow. I don't even think that you can create a sky in here. They look so pretty. Probably I will create this. And the animation here, like, it can move right there. I really want to create this. Oh my god. But how though? I do not know how to create this, like, kind of glass. I'm sorry. What is that? I was like, oh my god, what is that? No. Yeah. I mean, you can create this and these stuff, like this and these stuff. I don't know how to create that. Oh my god, the music. Okay. There are variety ways to alter animation rates of similarly animated element. So far, this has been archived by applying animation iteration count property and keyframe rules. To illustrate, the animation of the right consists of the two each degree size of a city to mark your keyframe rule. Okay. Element twinkle different different rates. Alter the animation rate keyframe class starting by changing keyframe rule to 40%. Star animation keyframe rules star 1. Wow, that is awesome. The previous challenge should change the animation rates to smaller animation element while altering the keyframe rules. You can achieve the same goal manipulating animation duration to multiple elements. Set the animation durations of the star ones are 1 seconds, 0.9 seconds, and 1.1 seconds. So they can change. Oh my god, it's like, isn't this too big? Because I feel it is. How to change them? You don't know, right? I need to understand this, like, the animation rates. That is freaking smooth. Basically, you can create everything with CSS. You don't even need the JavaScript to make everything in here, like moving, floating around. CSS has its own animation. I think that you can animate something using JavaScript. Do you know that, guys? In CSS animation, the animation timing function property controls how quickly animated elements change over the duration of the animation. If the animation is a car moving from point A to B in a given time, the animation timing function says how car accelerates and decelerates over the course of the drive. There are a number of predefined keywords available for popular options. For example, the default value is ease, which starts slow, speed in the middle, and then slows down again at the end. Other options is the ease out, which is quickly in the beginning, slows down each end with slow. Okay. For the element with the ID ball1 and ball2, add the animation timing function property to each and set ball1 to linear, ball2 to ease out. Notice the difference. Okay. So what animation timing function? Animation timing function. It's like to differentiate even. The animation timing function for ball 1 is to linear, and for the ball 2 is ease out. Whatever. Ease out. I thought that I already did it. Like, seriously. Animation timing functions, the property for the element with a ball ID should be like I swear to God. So that you can learn this effectively, you need this active recall, and also you need to mind mapping things. So you already know what you have learned, and what you have to, and what you have known. So we will do that later. Actually, you need to do that, the mind mapping from the start to the end, so that you don't floating around with tons of information like this. I use Google It. I think I already signed up in there. Or you just probably use like a Google, you know. No, Google It's like way simpler than that. So you use the active recall, and then to mind mapping things, to make things what in your head, so that you can understand it. What is in your head, so that you can understand it better. Use mind map things. But to check if are you even remember this, is yeah. We will do this after like 100% right. Okay, so the cubic Bezier function consists of the main point. It's a lot. The last challenge with this animation timing function property and a few keywords that change the speed of animation over its duration. CSS offer an option of the keyword that provide even finer control over how animation plays out through the use of Bezier curves. In CSS animation, Bezier curves are used to cubic Bezier function that shape the curve represent how the animation plays out. The curve lives on a 1-by-1 coordinate system. The x-axis of the coordinate system is the duration of the animations, and the y-axis is the change in the animation. The cubic Bezier function consists of the four points, say 1 by P1, P2, and P3. P0 and P3 are set for you. They are beginning and the end point, which are always located respectively at ports 1 and 1.1. These are the x and y value for the other 2 points. Radio, okay. Animation timing function. Oh, so it's like, you know, in edit. For the element ball 1, change the value property to linear to its cubic Bezier function. This is the value example above. Okay, so let's copy that. I feel like 1 and we are done. The previous challenge discussed the ease out. Describe animation change the speed first and slow down at the end of the animation. On the right, the difference between ease out keyword and a linear keyword. Instead of changing P1 and P2 anchor point drives the Bezier curve which control. Remember the cubic Bezier below. Okay. Set it to Bezier function maximum value. Okay. Wait. Change the animation timing of the element with the ID of red. This red to this. Move similarly. I think it's the same. So I just like copy paste this. It's slightly different though. Or it's just my eyes. Okay. Oh. I want to know, like, when we hover things, they can go another side, right? That will be so interesting. Or they stick to our mouse. that is interesting too. This challenge animates the element replicate the movement of the ball being juggled. Parry challenge cover the linear and ease out the cubic bezier curve. However, neither does the depicts of the juggling movement accurately. You have to custom bezier curve for this. The animation timing function automatically loops at every keyframe when the animation iteration count is set to infinite. Since there is a keyframe rule in the middle of animation duration set up priority. Yes. Following, okay. Notice that the value of y2 is larger than 1. Although the cubic bezier curve is mapped to be 1 and 0.1, and equals the value x to 0. Change. It's sort of like bouncing, even though this doesn't look very smooth. ID of the green ball. So the bezier function. Wow. To be freaking honest, it doesn't look that smooth. But yeah. They look smoother. Now definitely better. Alright, we're already here. And we are done to the applied visual design right now. It's interesting part. I really learned a lot from here. But yeah, again, we need to remember back to back. Oh no, I'm not doing the last thing. No, we're not done yet. This challenge animates element replicate while being juggled. Per challenge, the linear is out easier. However, okay, animation timing function. The animation timing function automatically okay. I thought that I already do this. Okay. Alright. Okay. We are done with the applied design. We did this in 2 days, guys. I'm amazed with myself. Alright. Let's try to remember what we have learned in applied visual design. Let's go. So I'm gonna create this stuff. I have the look fine. Wait, I have to configure this first. I think I'm gonna delete this webcam, and then I will create the effect of this, right? And also I'm gonna do the cool to be here. So let me configure my something like this first, guys. Wait, so I need to window capture. And this is the cool it. Can you wait a second, guys? I need to configuring something. When they're so small, it's hard to configure them. Yeah. This doesn't really look toned to each other, but yeah, I think it's fine. It's fine. Okay. So we will learn about the visual design, what we have learned before. In here, to create balance. So in here, to create, we got text align, center right. Dude, the text line have a center. Then why I can't do that before? Yeah, I can center, but it's not literally in the center of the div. That is sus. Why is that even happening? Is it like the diff problems? To be honest, I don't really know. Okay, so we get the text align property. So we get like a text visual design. The first one is to change the text positions. How to say position in how to spell position? I forget. Like positions like this. Yeah. No. It's like a position. Yeah, position. Position. Text position. Wait. Text position. And we get like text align. We change this with the text align function, right? We use this with like text align. And we can use this like asking how to change text CSS with text align. That's it. It's supposed to be easy, right? So yep. And after this, we get like justify, and also that wait, my bad. Oh, where did it go? So there's like a tab. Yes. Center. Right. And left. I forgot the key, the shortcut in here. So what is it justify? Right? Okay. What is this justify function? Do you still like it? Do you guys like remember? Because I don't. Okay. Text align justify. I'm hungry. To get text line center, text line justify. What is text line justify? So stretch this line that each line has equal to width. Oh, so each sentence is the same. Default value and inherit property for element. Okay. Text line justify. And it's stretch the line so that each line has equal width. Okay, let's just copy that. Okay, align. So to align center, it's easy, just like I'll try to align center and to justify, so it has like the same width from each element. Do you still remember what it's like a width? I hope that you guys still remember what it is. So I'll be mad if you don't. That is so annoying. The way like it doesn't even center together. You know what, I can like okay, whatever. So next we have text align. try to do something with this text line, guys. I'm trying to do something here, so let's just, you know, let's try to do something in here. Oh, what the hell is this portfolio light? Wait. Wait, what? Oh, I think it's on learning. Yes. Here you go. I'm so sorry, I'm trying to find the... Okay. So, it's there. Okay. We got this. So we have to link our style. No. I'll probably, yeah, we just use the, you know, style taken here. So the first one, we get like H1. I want to say like Google. And after that, we got P, content or some. Okay. So let's try to save this and open with the live server. Can you guys see the output of this? No, you cannot. Wait. So I'm gonna show to all of you guys the output later. Probably right now. Doesn't matter. They look like this, guys. Wait, I'm gonna go back to here. Yeah, they look like this. Oh my god, it's so messy. Why is this so messy? I don't even know why. But this is so messy. I hate how they look like. Not the same, not even. Okay, I look it up already. They're not even symmetrical to each other, so. So they look like this. Google first and, you know, stuff like that. And after that, I will be creating the styles in here. Yep. The style. Oh my god. So the style looks like. We select the P first. And after that, we are creating something here. I don't know. I want to select the H1 first. Right? The H1 Text align center. Right. How they look like now. They're not yet centered. Like seriously, they're not. They're not in one div. So we need to specify the div first. No. It's like a no. And they're here is inside that navbar. Even though they're not a freaking navbar. Let's see how they look like. They do not in the center, I told you. And I don't know what's wrong with it. Justify. I think I already done it, but nothing's different. Let's try to specify the nav padding first. It probably can help. Okay, padding to 0%. Right now. They're still not yet fucking centered. I don't know. Do they really need in a div? Okay then. Do you guys don't understand how like frustrated I am? I think I'll try this off camera because this is shameful. Alright, I'm gonna try this like off camera because it's shameful. God damn it. Okay. So this was the output. That doesn't make sense. Okay. Next, what do? We got text align positions, center and stuff. So text align width property. Width is like this. This is the width, and this is the height. So you can specify the width with a lot of, you know, with a lot of, you need like pixel, am, a lot of stuff. I will try it later, guys. I think I will try all of this in off camera because this will take a long time, and it's just me being dumb. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next study with me, guys. Bye.